Welcome to the lecture on DC Crompton's potentiometers. So today we are going to discuss about what is made this DC Crompton potentiometers. So the first one is, the learning objective of this today's lecture is to understand the construction and working principle of DC Crompton's potentiometers. That means how we are going to construct this DC Crompton potentiometer and how this going to be operated. Now, the next learning objective of this lecture is to define the standardization of the potentiometers. And the third objective of this lecture is to state the advantages and disadvantages of potentiometers. So, let us see one by one. The first one is DC Crompton's potentiometers. So, if you see the DC Crompton's potentiometer in the laboratory, so this is the setup of the DC Crompton potentiometer in the laboratory. Now, see that the main one, the main thing is called main dial. The main large scale is there, so that is called main dial, and it is a core rheostat, and next one is a fine rheostat. So, there is a calorimeter key also there here. So, we can use this rheostat's main slide wire and the main dial. So, now keep it in mind, this main slide wire and the main dial. So, we will discuss in the theoretically. So, this is the construction of the DC Crompton's potentiometers. Now, if you see the Crompton's potentiometers, so there is a dial switch, so which consisting of the 15 steps of 10 ohms. So, total resistance of this slide wire dial switch is 15 into 10, so 150 ohms. So, that means by using this DC Crompton potentiometer, we can measure up to 15 volts. So, that each step is a 0.1 volt. Each step is a 0.1 volt. So, 150 into 0.1, so 15 volts. Now, the next one is here slide wire. So, slide wire is a, now see 0, 0.1, 0.2, 0.3. So, this is slide wire. So, to measure the unknown EMF very accurately, we are using this DC, the slide wire in the circular shape and the main dial. So, what we have discussed in the last class, that slide wire potentiometers. So, we discussed that the disadvantages, that means the drawbacks of this slide wire potentiometer. The first one is there is a voltage drop in the connecting wires. So, that we have neglected in the slide wire potentiometer. And the next one is the source voltage should not be changed, but practically any voltage source is there, but the voltage is changes as the time passes. So, that is also one of the drawback. And we also neglected the internal resistance of the practical voltage source. So, and also voltage drop in the internal resistance, that also we have neglected. So, by when you are measuring the voltage by using these potentiometers, so we are losing the accuracy. Therefore, in order to measure the very high accurate voltage, so we are switching on to this DC Crompton potentiometers. So, whatever the drawbacks of this slide wire can be overcome by using this DC Crompton potentiometers. Okay. So, first one is the construction of the DC Crompton potentiometers. So, we have already discussed that it is consisting of a main switch, dial switch, that is 15 steps. So, each step, therefore, total is precision resistance of 10 ohms, therefore, total resistance is 150 ohms. So, in addition to dial switch, it is also consisting of circular slide, okay, just now we have discussed. So, which has a resistance of 10 ohms. So, the working current of this potentiometer is 10 milliamperes. Okay, that means when you are measuring the unknown voltage by using this potentiometer, so the working current must be 10 milliamperes. Okay, so each step dial switch refers a voltage drop of 0.1. Okay, so we already discussed the main dial was 0.1 volt, 0.2, 0. Like that, we will have to be taken the readings. So similarly, the slide wire has a voltage range up to 0.1 volt. We already seen. Now, since the slide wire is provided with a 200 scale divisions, so the voltage drop across each scale will be given. So 0.1 by 200. So what is 0.1 by 200? That is equal to 0.0005 volts. So, by using this slide wire, this DC Crompton potentiometer, we can measure 0.005 volts, that means 0.005 volts, we can measure accurately by using this DC Crompton's potentiometer. Now, so coming to the working of this Crompton potentiometers. So, this working of this DC Crompton potentiometer can be explained in two stages. One is called standardization and the other one is called measurement operation. So standardization also called as a calibration. So first of all, what is meant by a standardization or calibration? So before using this potentiometer, so it should be standardized with a standard cell to make the direct measuring instrument. To make the potentiometer as a direct measuring instrument, we are going to make the standardization. So what is standardization means? The process of adjusting the working current in the slide wire so as to match the voltage across a portion of a slide wire against a standard reference source is known as a standardization of the potentiometer. That means, so in this picture, if you see that, okay, so there is a switch is there, so that is a one at the 1 dash 1 and switch 2. Okay, so if you operate the switch, if you connect the first two step in the standardization, we connect the switch to the standard reference cell. Why? Because when you have taken the slide wire, the voltage of the practical voltage source is changing, but the standard cell voltage will not change. The standard cell voltage will not change. So that drawback we are overcome by this Crompton potentiometer. So that means we connect the first standard cell to the potentiometer. Standard cell to the potentiometer. And what we will do? So we will standardize the potentiometer. That means how we are going to standardize means once you connect the standard cell to the potentiometers, now by changing the galvanometer, that is a sliding contact, so we have to obtain the null deflection, that is a balanced condition. That means by changing the rheostat and the sliding contact, we have to obtain the zero, that is a zero deflection in the galvanometer. That means no deflections in the galvanometer. That means by changing this rheostat and this main dial and this slide wire, so we have to obtain the balanced condition. What do you mean balanced condition means? So when you are adjusting this rheostat and main dial and slide wire, the current flowing through the galvanometer becomes zero. That means the voltage in the slide wire is equal to the voltage of the standard cell. What we are connected to the standard cell. So generally we use a piston cell of 1.086 volts for the standard cell. So by using this, so we can measure 0.0186 volt setting of the side wire. So it is the combination of the dial switch and the slide wire is set to the standard cell voltage. That means, so what is the standardization? What we are doing in the standardization process means, so by connecting the standard cell, we are changing the rheostat and main dial and the slide wire. So we are adjusting these three such that the galvanometer will give the null deflection. That means the voltage drop in this slide wire and this main dial is equal to the standard cell. So once this process we are calling as a standardization. So once this process is completed, we should not touch the rheostat. Now we want to measure the unknown EMF. That means we have a cell, so we don't know the value of the voltage EMF of the cell. So now once this calibration is done, now you change the switch from standard cell to the unknown cell. So this switch is changed from standardization position to the unknown cell condition. So what we will do? So we should not touch the rheostat. Now by adjusting this sliding contact, of the potentiometer, so we have to obtain the null deflection in the galvanometer. That means what we are doing, so up to where we have to adjust this galvanometer. So once you obtain this galvanometer, then what you are going to measure means, so what is the main dial and the slide wire. So if you take the slide wire main dial reading plus slide wire reading, then it is give the direct reading of the voltage. So what is the unknown voltage of the cell? This is the measurement process by using this DC Crompton potentiometers. So because the practical voltage source has interlaced, that is replaced, because here we are using standard resistance, so this will be the voltage will not change and there is no practical resistance for this standard cell. And also we are also eliminated the voltage drops in the connecting wires, because in the standardization process only we made the voltage of the slide wire is equal to the voltage of the standard cell. So the connecting wires also voltage drop also we are eliminated here. So this is the accuracy way of measuring the unknown EMF by comparing with a known EMF. So this is the how we have to do the standardization and measurement of the unknown EMF by using the DC Crampton potentiometer. So the standardization is again checked after the completion of the measurement. That means at the instant, that is before standardization, what is the current flowing in the rheostat, that is a slide wire. So by connecting one ammeter we can check that, and once when you are checking this unknown EMF, we can also measure the current, whether the same current is flowing or not. If both the currents are same, means so our value, whatever the value you got, is high accurate. If any changes in the commutator, so there is some error. It means something is we are doing the not properly, we are doing the standardization process. So this is the construction and working principle of the DC Crampton's potentiometers. Now, what are the disadvantages of DC Crampton potentiometers? So coming to the disadvantages of this DC Crampton potentiometers, so potentiometer is not portable as voltmeter. See, voltmeter, so you want to measure the voltage, so wherever you want to take the voltmeter, you can take directly. But potentiometer is not portable. So once this is a arrangement of there is a equipment of arrangement, so it has to fix in one place. So it is not portable. And potentiometers does not give the direct reading. It needs calculation. It needs the calculation. See, in the voltmeter, when you connect the voltmeter to measure the voltage, so directly you can take the reading by seeing the scale in the voltmeter. But potentiometer, so you have to take the main dial reading plus slide wave. So both, if you add the both values, then only you will get the what is the voltage of the unknown cell. That means there need some calculations in the potentiometer to measure the unknown voltage, but it is not in the case of the voltmeter. So these are the two drawbacks of the potentiometers. Coming to the advantage of the potentiometers. Now, as this potentiometer works on the comparison method, so that means null deflection method. Zero deflection in the galvanometer means the current flowing in the circuit is zero. When the current flowing in the circuit is zero, means power consumption is zero. Power consumption is therefore whatever the voltage or EMF we are measuring, it is very high accurate. So the potentiometer is more accurate than the voltmeters. So especially these potentiometer is used for the measurement of low voltage, very small voltage, millivolts, microvolts. Because when you are measuring the small voltage with by using the voltmeter, so there is a large errors. Therefore, we are using the potentiometer to measure the very small voltages or EMF. And the third advantage of this potentiometer is potentiometer can also use it for the measurement of the unknown current and unknown resistance. So we are also going to measure the unknown current and unknown resistance by using this potentiometer very high accurately. The next one is the potentiometers can be used for the calibration of voltmeters, calibration of ammeters, calibration of wattmeters. Whether they are working properly or not, we can check by using these potentiometers. Okay. So coming to the summary of this today's lecture is, so we have discussed that potentiometer is a not portable device, okay, instrument. So potentiometer does not give the direct reading, but it requires the calculations. So power consumption in the zero, therefore we will get the high accurate measurements. Next, potentiometers are used for the measurement of unknown resistance, current and voltages. Coming to the process, that is the standardization, means the process of the adjusting the working current, the process of adjusting the working current such that the voltage drop of the potentiometer must be equal to the standard reference value when the galvanometer gives the null deflection. That is called the standardization process. Okay, so this is the today's lecture. So we will see the next lecture. You will join in the next lecture. Thank you.